Yeah. Y'all know what it is. Get to the floor, what you waiting for? Cause we can ride the beat straight to the top. The wait so long and now it's my time to show them all that it's not a game. I don't care what I'm looking like, I just gotta show you that I'm not going nowhere. I don't care if you're about it, I don't doubt it. Show me that you're showing up about it, about it.
We spent several weeks preparing to interview tonight's guest, Thais Wilson. Initially, she wanted to talk about her new invention, Comfortibles, a new product she came up with that allows you the flexibility to change the look of your comforter without all the hassle. The more we talked about this, the more we found that this invention was just one of the many extraordinary things God was doing in Thais's life. Right now, she sits down to talk with Life in the Now TV host Nicky Yarborough Collins about how even her children are walking in amazing blessings. Here's her story.
Hi, welcome to the Life in the Now broadcast. I'm your host, Nicky Yarborough. I'm very excited today about my guest. I'm very excited about the show, and I hope that you guys get something that's going to propel you into your destiny, that's going to really, really minister to you, to your spirit, and to the things that God has truly called you to do, because I'm telling you, my guest today has done some phenomenal things. She's a wife, she's a mother, she's an inventor, she's an entrepreneur, all of that. Oh my God, how exciting and how, uplifting that is to see a woman of God wearing so many hats and still being able to balance it all. Thais, thank you so much for joining me on the Life in the Now broadcast today. And I know my viewers are so excited to hear what you have in store for us. I mean, I'm excited about what God is doing in your life. I'm excited to see not only what he's doing in your life, but what he's doing in the life of your entire family, your kids, your husband, you. Just tell us about all of these awesome things.
Well, thank you for having me, first of all, Nikki. I'm so excited, and I love that whole intro thing that you gave me. And I'm just like, wow, really?
You're doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah. Let me start off by just kind of giving you a little bit about myself. I am a wife, like you said. I'm married. My husband's name is Vaughn, and my husband has literally about 3 or 4 jobs. Wow. Just because he is extraordinarily talented in so many areas. He right now he is the sports information director at FAMU. Oh wow. So he helps them with their graphic design work. He does all their PR stuff. He does photography at all the sporting events. He also DJs. Wow. And he's been DJing for, I want to say, 30 years. Ooh, really? Now I'm thinking, how old is my husband? And he does some other things, but we have 2 children. My daughter's name is Layla. She's the oldest, and she's 11. And my son's name is Zachary. He's 10. Wow.
Wait a minute. DJ Layla Jade.
Yes.
Am I saying it right?
Yes, that's her.
She's 11 years old?
She's only 11.
Thais, she's 11 years old and so talented. I'm telling you, her career has already gotten started. How long has she been?
She's been DJing professionally since she was 7. And she started when she was 6.
That's amazing, Thais. That is amazing. When you have the whole entrepreneur spirit that just goes through the family like that, that's awesome. But it really took you and your husband to really cultivate that. Yes. To cultivate that gift and to really encourage her to go forward.
And it's important as Christian parents that when you have a child, that you have to really be open enough to see what your child's gifts or talents are. Because I truly believe that when God formed us in the womb, before that,
oh yeah,
he sent us here with a gift.
Yes.
And it's really up to us to find out what that gift is. And if you're so blessed enough to have parents who believe that, then you know you can find that gift a little bit faster than the normal person.
Exactly.
So Layla, she loves to learn. She's one of those, and I do too. She gets that honestly from me, loves to learn, but she's on a whole nother level when she kind of like, she's like a magnet. She really latches on to, you know, what she enjoys. So a long time ago, I think she was like 18 months old, and I have a picture. She was 18 months old. She would sit in her dad's lap while he was doing a mix, and she would just copy what he's doing. Wow. And I told him, I said, I'm going to take a picture because if anything ever happens, we have proof that she really wanted to do this. So long story short, she kept begging her dad for years, Dad, let me DJ. So he said, okay, I'll tell you what, I will take you to a family-friendly event, and I'll let you do a little something, something. Because, you know, he let her do it at home. So, of course, he lets her do a little something, something on the ones and twos. Wasn't all that great, but, you know, he exposed her to it. And that is something that's key, too. Parents have to really expose your children to something. Just expose them to something. I know it's hard as a single parent or even working to you know, a parent home, but you have to take that time out to take your children to a camp. It doesn't matter what camp. Find a science camp. Find a math camp. Something even other than football, basketball. You know, because they can get that. They can get that in the streets. So just really encourage your child and expose them to something. And we have so much information on the internet that we as parents, you know, we could start doing your research in the spring. So by the time summer comes, you already know. Set. So finally, she got good between the ages of 6 and 7. Got good enough where her first gig was her preschool, her old preschool. So they hired her for the Valentine's dance, and she did it. And I mean, we were so thrilled as parents. They hired her. Taking pictures, like, oh, I can't believe this 7-year-old's DJing this party.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
And you know, Thais, that speaks volumes as a parent. You know, that speaks volumes of you guys and how you really, like you said, expose her to so much more. And then the gift. Just by identifying the gift, even when she was 18 months old, a lot of people would have said, yeah, she's just a baby. She just want to tear that up. Stop. Leave it alone. You know, but to really cultivate that, and now what she's doing, the things that I'm telling you, I see the pictures, I see your posts, and I am so proud, and I'm just amazed. Like, look at Layla. And that, you know, really that pushes me to go forth and see what else is there on the inside of me that needs to come forward. You know, if she's only 11 years old and doing the things that she's doing. Tell a little bit about what she, you know, just experienced, her and Zach. You know. My son is her, and he had been her music producer for the last 2 years because he wanted to DJ too. So that's good. They just got back from the Tom Joyner family reunion in Orlando. Tom Joyner had heard about DJ Layla J, and he called and asked if he could hire her for his family reunion last year. So last year was our first year. Then we had this year, and he saw her again. He's like, I'm just amazed. Wow. Thais, what do you do when you get the call? I mean, when you get a call from the Tom Joyner morning show saying that they want your daughter to DJ for them, I mean, what do you do? I mean, how?
You just act like, first of all, you just act like it's really normal. Like, okay, this is another call. Okay, sure, she could DJ. And then when you get off the phone, that's when you have your career. Yes. I know. So, you know, and I really thank God. And we teach our children thank God
Yes.
all the time
Yes.
for everything, even the small stuff. Don't complain. And you know, I see where my children would come home when they were younger, and they would complain about stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, we don't complain in our house. Where are you getting this from? So of course they hear it all day at school, and you know, they're at school, they're away from us.
Exactly.
Much more. So when they come home, we have to teach our children, look, forget what you learned.
Right, you have to deprogram
You
them.
do.
You know,
You do.
I
And
know
it's
with
a
my
daily
kids
thing.
now, and they are 15 and 18. You know, I have almost adults. But you still have to take that time and deprogram them. You know, I think my mom still try to deprogram me in some areas, but it doesn't work. It does work, Mom. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, but you have to do that. You have to, because you have to train up your child. You have to train them up. So you have to constantly reinforce, you know, your beliefs, our beliefs, and, you know, what God has already spoken over our lives. Because like you said, they're out there all day with other influences. So when you come home, okay, let's talk. Okay, what's going on? You can tell. And I used to tell my daughter all the time, Kiri, what's wrong? Because you have been in the presence of somebody, because that spirit didn't come from here, from me, or, you know, your brother. Nobody in this house. So, okay, what's going on? I could just feel when something was going, you know, wrong in her life. So that's awesome.
Right. And speaking of, you know, those outside influences, you really have to pray against them. Because it will attach to your child. It will attach to us.
Oh, yeah.
And we bring it in our home, and it'll dwell. And
Exactly.
it'll fester. And it'll grow. So, yes.
But that is awesome, Thais. I mean, you're training them up now, and they are young entrepreneurs. They are really operating in the gifts and the talents that God has placed on the inside of them, you know, even before. I mean, Thais, this thing, they were already marked. Like God had already, you know, prepared you, prepared them for their destiny, and all we have to do is walk in it, and that's what you're doing. I am so proud.
When Life in the Now TV returns, Thais talks about pushing her new dream as an inventor of the new product, Comfortibles. That's coming up right after this.